Long ago, when mountains still whispered ancient secrets and rivers carried stories from one village to another, there lived a young boy named Elian. His home was a small wooden hut perched on the edge of a high cliff, where clouds brushed against the rooftops and time itself seemed to move slowly. Elian was different from the other children. He could see the world with perfect clarity, but he could not feel it. When other children laughed, Elian would offer a polite, empty smile. When others cried, he would simply lower his head in silence. It wasn't that he was cold or rude, he just didn't understand emotions. He was an observer, living inside a quiet shell, watching life from behind an invisible wall. His mother, Mara, was the only one who truly saw him. She would often take his hands in hers, her voice a soft whisper. "One day, my son, your heart will wake up." But the years slipped by, and Elian remained the same. The villagers called him strange. Some whispered that he was cursed. A few even believed he was soulless. Through it all, Mara's hope never wavered. One cold evening, as the village braced for a fierce winter storm, Mara lit an ancient clay lamp. Its faint flame flickered, casting long, dancing shadows on the walls. She began to tell Elian a story she had never told before, legend older than the mountains themselves. "Deep within the Valley of Echoes," she said, her voice low and reverent, "lies a lamp, an ancient lamp that can give a person what they lack the most. Some say it's just a myth, but I believe it is real." Elian listened with an unfamiliar focus. For the first time, the idea of feeling emotion stirred something deep inside him. It wasn't a feeling, not yet, but a powerful, undeniable longing. That night, with the wind howling outside and the village lost in sleep, he made a decision. He packed a small piece of bread, a flask of water, and wrapped himself in a thick wool shawl. Without waking his mother, he stepped out into the darkness and began his journey toward the Valley of Echoes. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, and the trees groaned, their branches curling like gnarled claws. The darkness stretched before him, an endless, intimidating road. But Elian walked on. He pushed through forests, crossed rivers so cold they seemed to numb his very soul, and climbed steep mountain paths lit only by the pale, distant moon. After 3 long, grueling days, exhausted and trembling, he finally reached the entrance of the Valley of Echoes, place where even silence had a voice. Every step he took echoed back at him. Every breath he took returned as a soft whisper. There, in the very heart of the valley, stood a forgotten cave. As he stepped inside, the air felt ancient, heavy with the weight of time. And then he saw it. A dusty lamp resting on a stone pedestal, glowing with a faint ethereal light, as if it had been waiting. Just for him, Elian approached slowly, his own reflection trembling on the lamp's tarnished surface. With shaky hands, he struck a flint and lit the wick. The cave was instantly filled with a warm, golden light, and then a deep, gentle voice echoed all around him. "Child, why have you come?" Elian swallowed hard, his own voice barely a whisper. I want a heart, a real heart, one that feels joy, one that feels pain. I want to live like everyone else. The flame flickered, as if listening intently. Are you prepared for the cost? The voice asked. Fear tightened its grip on his throat, but Elian nodded. A soft wave of light rose from the lamp, wrapping itself around his chest. He gasped, his breath becoming sharp, his eyes widening. Feelings he had never known rushed through him like a river breaking through a dam. He felt warmth. He felt sadness. He felt a surge of pure joy. He felt a stab of fear. He felt everything all at once. For the very first time in his life, tears rolled down his cheeks. He had borrowed a heart. Filled with this overwhelming cascade of new emotions, Elian stumbled out of the valley and began the long journey home. The world looked entirely different, now brighter, deeper, louder. The sky seemed a more brilliant blue. The wind felt alive against his skin. Even the cold snow felt like a gentle, welcoming message. When he finally reached his village, Mara saw him from a distance and ran to him. Her son, the boy who never cried, was crying openly as he fell into her arms. Mara's tears mixed with his, and for the first time he understood exactly what those tears meant. The days that followed were a revelation. Elian laughed with the other children, a sound full of genuine delight. He felt a deep sense of joy in helping his neighbors. He felt a profound, unwavering love for his mother. But soon he discovered the other side of having a heart. He felt a crushing sadness when he saw a homeless man shivering in the cold. He felt a hot surge of anger when he witnessed an act of unfairness. He felt the shattering pain of heartbreak when an old beloved villager passed away. The pain was overwhelming. It crashed over him like violent waves against a rocky shore. One night, unable to bear the storm raging inside his chest, he ran all the way back to the Valley of Echoes. He lit the ancient lamp once more. Why does it hurt so much? He cried out, his voice breaking. I asked for a heart, not for this misery. The cave hummed softly, and the gentle voice replied, You asked for a heart, and a heart cannot choose only happiness. If you want to feel joy, you must also be willing to feel sorrow. If you want to experience love, you must also risk loss. Elian dropped to his knees, tears falling freely onto the cold stone floor. I don't want to give it back, he whispered. I just want to understand it. The flame glowed with a tender light. Then listen, the voice said. Your heart is not your weakness. It is your strength. Pain teaches you compassion. Sadness teaches you to value what you have. Joy teaches you gratitude and love. Love is what makes you human. Elian closed his eyes, letting the warmth of the lamp and its words settle deep within him. Slowly, his fear began to melt away. He stood up not fully healed, but stronger and with a newfound understanding. He walked back to his village, years passed. The boy who once felt nothing became the man who understood everyone. People traveled from distant lands to seek his advice. He became the very heart of his village, the person who could feel others' pain and help them find the strength to heal their own. He never returned the borrowed heart. He learned to live with it, to care for it, and to grow through it. And every night, before he slept, he would look out toward the distant mountains and whisper, "Thank you for the heart that taught me how to live." The lamp in the Valley of Echoes still rests there, silent and untouched, waiting for the next soul who dares to seek what they lack the most. Because not all treasures are made of gold. Some are hearts borrowed just long enough to teach us who we really are. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that explore the depths of the human spirit. We'll see you in the next video.